November 1936, Vickers Armstrong Shipyard, River Tyne. HMS Newcastle slid down the slipway. First of a new cruiser class, 10 ships total across 3 subclasses, Southampton, Gloucester, Edinburgh variants. Every ship mounted 12 6-inch guns in 4 triple turrets, more main battery firepower than any contemporary cruiser of comparable displacement. The Americans built Brooklyn class with 15 6-inch guns. The Japanese built Mogami class with 15 6.1-inch guns. Both nations used 5 triple turrets. The British chose 4 triple turrets with 12 guns and made it work better. Triple turret design proved superior in speed of training, armor protection per gun, and mechanical reliability. The Town class demonstrated that concentrated firepower from a well-designed mounting system beat distributed firepower from more guns poorly integrated. British naval architecture at its best. The design responded to treaty limitations and foreign competition. The London Naval Treaty of 1930 defined light cruisers as ships mounting guns no larger than 6.1-inch caliber. Heavy cruisers mounted 8-inch guns, but treaty limits restricted numbers. All 3 major naval powers built large light cruisers to circumvent heavy cruiser restrictions. Equal size to heavy cruisers, equal combat power, just smaller caliber guns in greater numbers. The United States developed Brooklyn class, 15 6-inch guns, 9,700 tons standard displacement. Japan countered with Mogami class, 15 6.1-inch guns initially. 8,500 tons claimed displacement, actually closer to 11,000 tons. Britain's existing light cruisers looked inadequate. Arethusa class displaced 5,200 tons and carried only 6 6-inch guns. Broadside weight 672 pounds. Brooklyn's broadside weighed 1,950 pounds. Mogami matched. Brooklyn, the Royal Navy needed equivalent firepower. The Southampton subclass established the pattern. 5 ships, Newcastle, Southampton, Sheffield, Glasgow, Birmingham, laid down 1934 to 1936. Launched 1936 to 1937. Standard displacement 9,100 tons. Full load 11,350 tons. Length 592 feet overall. Beam 64 feet. Draft 16 feet 6 inches. Propulsion consisted of 4-shaft Parsons geared turbines, 4 Admiralty 3-drum boilers. Total shaft horsepower 82,500. Maximum speed 32 knots. Range 8,000 nautical miles at 13 knots. This gave strategic mobility matching heavy cruisers while maintaining treaty-like cruiser status. Armament was the key. 12 BL 6-inch Mark XXIII guns in 4 triple turrets. 2 turrets forward, 2 aft. Superfiring arrangement gave 8 gun forward. Broadside, 8 gun aft broadside, 12 gun broadside to either beam. Each gun fired 112-pound shells. Maximum range 25,000 yards. Rate of fire 8 rounds per minute per gun. Broadside weight 1,344 pounds. The triple turret arrangement used an innovative layout. Center gun mounted 30 inches behind the outer guns. This prevented shell interference in flight. Also gave gunners more working room inside the turret. Turret training speed was 12 degrees per second. Gun elevation 30 degrees per second. Fast enough for anti-aircraft barrage fire using auto-barrage unit timing devices. The guns could not track fast aircraft manually, but could fire timed barrages into predicted positions. Secondary armament consisted of 8 4-inch dual-purpose guns in 4 twin Mark XIX mountings, 2 quad pom-pom mounts, multiple machine guns added during war. The 4-inch mounts received remote power control conversion. For better anti-aircraft effectiveness, fire control used Admiralty Fire Control Table for main battery surface fire, HACS system for anti-aircraft control of secondary guns. Later ships received radar fire control directors. The armor scheme protected vital spaces. Belt armor 4.5 inches maximum thickness. Magazines received 4.5-inch side armor. Deck armor ranged from 1 inch to 2 inches, depending on location. Turret faces had 1-inch armor. Barbettes 2-inch. Conning tower 4-inch. This was lighter armor than heavy cruisers, but adequate against 6-inch and smaller shells. The Gloucester subclass refined the design. 3 ships, Liverpool, Manchester, Gloucester. Completed 1938 to 1939. displacement increased slightly. Beam widened to 64 feet 6 inches. The major improvements were additional armor and better fire control. A second director control tower allowed independent control of forward and aft turret groups. Deck armor added an intermediate layer above magazines and machinery. Turret armor increased. Engine power raised to 82,000 shaft horsepower to maintain speed despite added weight. These ships proved the most combat-capable of the original 8 Southampton and Gloucester boats. The Edinburgh subclass represented a major development. 2 ships, Belfast, Edinburgh, completed July and August 1939. These were significantly larger. Length 614 feet, beam 63 feet 6 inches, standard displacement 10,850 tons, full load 13,175 tons, originally designed to mount 16 6-inch guns in 4 quadruple turrets. Technical difficulties with quadruple turret development forced reversion to 12 guns in 4 triple turrets. The extra length and displacement went into improved protection, increased anti-aircraft armament, and better seakeeping. 3 aircraft catapults instead of 2, enhanced damage control systems. These were arguably the best designed British cruisers of the war. Combat service proved the class immediately. HMS Southampton engaged Italian cruisers at Battle of Cape Spartivento, November 1940. Her 12 guns delivered concentrated fire that damaged Italian ships and forced their withdrawal. January 1941, Operation Excess Convoy to Malta. Southampton and Gloucester operated southeast of Malta when attacked by 12 Stuka dive bombers from Sturzkampfgeschwader 2. Southampton took at least 2 bomb hits. Aviation fuel in the hangar ignited. Fire spread rapidly. 81 men died in the inferno. The rest evacuated. Gloucester torpedoed Southampton to prevent capture. The large hangar structure proved vulnerable to dive bombing, a lesson learned at high cost. HMS Sheffield tracked Bismarck in May 1941. Her radar detected the German battleship in poor visibility. Sheffield maintained contact through changing weather until home fleet heavy units could intercept. At one point, swordfish torpedo bombers from Ark Royal mistakenly attacked Sheffield, assuming she was Bismarck. Sheffield's evasive maneuvering and the torpedo's magnetic detonator problems saved her. She continued shadowing until Bismarck was destroyed. HMS Belfast participated in Battle of North Cape, December 1943. Belfast's radar detected Scharnhorst at 30,000 yards. Belfast maintained contact and illuminated the German battleship with starshell for Duke of York. Belfast's fire control coordination contributed to Scharnhorst's destruction. Mediterranean operations tested the class severely. Malta convoy escorts faced concentrated air attack. HMS Gloucester evacuated troops from Crete, May 1941. Constant Luftwaffe attacks. Gloucester shot down several aircraft but sustained bomb damage. May 22nd, overwhelming dive bomber attack sank Gloucester with heavy casualties. HMS Manchester operated Malta convoys through 1941 and 1942. August 1942, Operation Pedestal. Manchester torpedoed by Italian motor torpedo boats. Damage was severe, but she remained afloat. The captain ordered scuttling rather than risk capture. Controversial decision. Many believed Manchester could have reached Gibraltar. Compare the Town class to foreign equivalents. The United States Brooklyn class mounted 15 6-inch guns in 5 triple turrets. Displacement 9,700 tons standard. Speed 32.5 knots. Armor comparable to Town class. The Brooklyn's additional turret gave 50% more broadside weight, 1,950 pounds versus 1,300 to 44 pounds. But the 5-turret arrangement created problems. Longer hull required to fit 5 turrets. More weight high in the ship. More complex fire control, coordinating 5 directors. Mechanical reliability suffered with more turret machinery. The Brooklyn class had excellent firepower, but the Town class had better balanced design. Japanese Mogami class initially mounted 15 6.1-inch guns in 5 triple turrets. 8,500 tons, claimed actually over 11,000 tons. 35 knots maximum speed. Very light armor to achieve speed and armament on treaty displacement. extensive welding in hull construction. The Mogami class suffered serious structural problems. Hulls cracked in heavy seas. Turrets had training and elevation issues. Japan eventually replaced the 15 6.1-inch guns with 10 8-inch guns, converting Mogami to heavy cruiser standard. The original light cruiser configuration was a failure. Too much armament on inadequate displacement. The Town class avoided this by accepting 12 guns instead of 15 and building robust structure. German light cruisers were smaller. Königsberg class displaced 6,000 tons, 9 5.9-inch guns in 3 triple turrets, 32 knots, adequate for Baltic and North Sea operations, but outmatched by Town class in firepower and protection. Later, German cruisers like Nürnberg remained in the 6,000-ton class. Germany focused on pocket battleships and heavy cruisers rather than large light cruisers. The Kriegsmarine never fielded anything equivalent to Town class. The triple turret versus quadruple turret question was critical. The British investigated quadruple 6-inch turrets for Edinburgh class. Quadruple turrets would have given 16-gun broadside, 2,000 pounds broadside weight, superior to American and Japanese ships. But quadruple turret development faced severe technical problems. 4 guns in one mounting created cramping for gun crews. Ammunition supply to 4 guns simultaneously was complex. Training and elevation gear had to handle greater weight. Reliability concerns were significant. The Admiralty abandoned quadruple turrets and completed Edinburgh class with standard triple mounts. Post-war analysis proved this was correct. The American Worcester class mounted 12 6-inch guns in 6 twin turrets, fully automatic, but mechanical complexity caused constant maintenance issues. The British triple turret manual system proved more reliable under sustained combat operations. Battle damage survivability varied, but several Town-class ships survived serious damage. HMS Belfast struck a magnetic mine November 1939. Back broken. Keel fractured. Extensive flooding. 3 years of repairs required, but she was rebuilt and returned to service. The Edinburgh-class subdivision and damage control systems saved her. HMS Edinburgh torpedoed by U-456, April 1942. 2 torpedo hits, steering gear destroyed. Taken in tow but attacked again by German destroyers. Another torpedo hit. Edinburgh fought back, damaging German destroyer Hermann Schoemann. But flooding was uncontrollable. Crew evacuated and Edinburgh scuttled. She remained afloat fighting for over 24 hours after the first torpedo hit. Town-class damage control was effective. Post-war service validated the design. 4 ships survived the war. Belfast, Birmingham, Newcastle, Sheffield. All underwent modernization in the late 1940s. Enclosed bridges, lattice masts, improved radar, enhanced fire control. Birmingham and Newcastle saw action in Korean War, bombarding shore positions. Belfast served through 1963. Sheffield served until 1967. Long service life proved the robust design. Belfast became museum ship in 1971. She remains preserved on River Thames in London. Visitors can see the triple turret arrangement, fire control systems, and armour protection that made Town-class successful. The Town-class proved that 12 6-inch guns in 4 triple turrets delivered superior combat effectiveness compared to 15 guns in 5 turrets. The British design philosophy prioritised reliability, protection, and fire control integration over maximum gun count. Triple turrets trained faster than quadruple designs. Armour per gun was better distributed. Mechanical systems were simpler and more reliable. Fire control could coordinate 4 turrets more effectively than 5. The result was cruisers that fought well, survived battle damage, and served for decades. The Town-class demonstrated British naval architecture excellence. Not the most guns, not the heaviest broadside, but the best balanced design that worked when it mattered. 4 ships lost in combat, 6 survived the war. Those that survived served long careers, proving the fundamental soundness of the design. The Royal Navy built great cruisers. The Town-class were among the best.